y'all doing? My name is Brittany and let's talk about books. So today I'm going to be filming my March wrap-up and my April TBR. So I read 2 books this month. Yeah, and I have a few books that I'm kind of wanting to read next month, but it is Camp NaNoWriMo next month, and so I don't want to do a ton of reading. So I'm going to talk about the 2 books that I finished in March, and then I'll go on to the April TBR. I'm actually going to talk about the one book that I started in March and did not finish, and that is Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard. This was on my TBR for the month, and I said that I wanted to finish it before Glass Sword came because I wanted to have this read before I read Glass Sword. So I got up to page 12. And then I got bored and I stopped, and I was like, you know what, I can't be in a slump. I need to read, so that I can read a book when it comes in the mail. So I put this one down and I did not pick it back up at all after I put it down. So putting this in the back burner, don't know when I'm going to pick it up. It's not on my TBR for April, so it's kind of just there. Then I picked up Bitten by Kelly Armstrong, and I read a big chunk of this, but then I put it down to pick up another book, which is, I'm gonna come back to this one. The first book that I actually completed in March was Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. So, favorite book so far of the year. It was fantastic, but then again, I haven't read very many books this year, but it was just so good. I love the characters so much. I love the story so much, and I definitely rated this one a 5 out of 5 stars. There's no question about it. I have a live show with Peyton, so you can go check that out on her channel, and I also have a review going up at the end of the month. I filmed it, I've scheduled it to upload, not the end of the month, I changed it. I think it's going up on April 8th. So, just in a few days after this video goes up. So, I think it's like a week after this one goes up. So, check it out. It's really good. I do recommend that you read all the Mortal Instruments and all the Infernal Devices books before heading on into this one, because there will be spoilers. I highly recommend this book and all of the other Shadowhunter books because they are like one of my favorite series of all time. Cassandra Clare is literally one of my favorite authors now, and I love her so much. She's great. She's great. So then after reading that, and the reason why I put this down to read that is because I wasn't loving this one, and I also needed to read that for the Brittany Reads Book Club live show. But I picked this one back up, and I actually just finished it today. So originally, as I was reading it, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to give it a 2.5. But then I got to the ending, and the ending got exciting, and the ending intrigued me, and I kept wanting to read, and I was, you know, invested into the story, and so I bumped it up to a 3. So this was a 3 out of 5 star book, which kind of is disappointing. I love all of her books that I have read, and this one just was not the same. It's not what I was expecting it to be. It was still enjoyable, but I do plan on continuing on with the series, just to see where it goes. I don't know if I'm actually going to read the whole series because it is like 10 or 11 books, but I do own the first 2, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But I do plan on at least reading the next book or the next few books. But it was alright. I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad that I gave it a chance. I just kind of wish I enjoyed it a bit more. Oh well, what you gonna do? That's all that I read in March. So let's talk about my April TBR now. So like I said, I don't plan on doing a heck of a lot of reading next month, but I do have a few books. I have 2 books that I really want to read, and then I have 2 backup books that I'm thinking of possibly reading if I have the time. My very first priority for April is The Iron Child by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. This is the Brittany Reads Book Club pick of the month for April, so I'm really excited to read it. I did start it a few months ago if you guys were on my channel back then. Like in September, October time, I think. I got to page 16, which is just the beginning of chapter 2. So I'm really excited to read this book. So come join us if you've read this book. If you want to read this book, join us into our live show. That will be sometime at the end of April, but we might have to push it to the beginning of May now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't really want to be doing a live show during NaNoWriMo unless it's a writing live show. So it might end up having to be in May, this live show, but that's the first book that I want to read. The second one, which is the next priority, is The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, which is the first book in the Percy Jackson series. So I have not read this series. I tried to read this when I was like 11 or 12 or something, and I couldn't get into it. It wasn't my thing at the time. I still don't know if it is my thing, but I still want to give this a fair shot since it is such a loved series on BookTube, and since Rick Riordan is such a popular and beloved author, I want to give it another chance. So this is also for the Peruse Utopia book club pick of the month, and so I already had it from the library, so I was like, you know what, it's a middle grade, it should be a quick read if I can get into it. So hopefully I can get to this one this month because I really want to love this series. So I hope I love this one. I really do. So we'll see how I feel about this one when it comes to my April wrap-up time, but I'm really excited. Now my two backup books, they're right here. One is one that I picked out of my TBR jar last month and didn't get a chance to read, and the other one, you will see what it is. So the book that I'll be reading is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. If I have time to read it, I will read it. I really hope that I have time to read it because I really want to. And the other one that is, you know, a maybe is Stolen by Kelly Armstrong. This is the sequel to Bitten, so I want to get to this one maybe if I feel the pull towards it and if I finish all of these other books. I doubt I'll be able to get these two considering my reading has not been going great the past few months, and plus Captain NaNoWriMo. So I don't know if I'm going to end up getting to these, but I really hope that I do. But these are my last priorities, and if I do not end up reading these, they will be on my May TBR. So thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hey, I'm gonna just move it a bit. I forgot to grab a book. Got to grab another book. Okay, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! I totally forgot to do my actual, oh my god.